snow piled up high against the oak tree roots, but inside the mouse's hole it was warm and dry. The old field mouse smiled more than she ever had before, because the long quiet winter was filled with a new voice. Thumbelina kept the floor swept and the pantry organized. She cooked the grain and learned how to use a bone needle, sewing patches on the blankets while the tea kettle hummed. She told the stories her mother used to tell her back home, tales of the sun and the open fields and the red-roofed house. The mouse listened with wide eyes, forgetting the cold outside. They had a neighbor who lived even deeper in the earth, Old Man Mole with his velvet coat and his cloudy eyes. He couldn't see the colors of the flowers or the blue sky, but he had a fine appetite and a love for a quiet story. He started coming over for dinner more often than usual, bringing special gifts of dried roots and rare sweet seeds. The field mouse watched him with a knowing, sharp look. She saw how he tilted his head whenever the girl spoke. He's in love, the mouse whispered to the shadows in the hall. Thumbelina didn't notice, she just thought he was a lonely friend. She didn't see the trap being set beneath the heavy soil, a golden cage being built where the light could never reach. One afternoon, while they sipped their hot barley tea, the field mouse cleared her throat and took the girl's hand. Old Man Mole has asked for your heart, she said with a grin. He is a hard worker and his tunnels are filled with riches. His home is vast and safe from the hawks and the winter wind. You would be the queen of the largest hall in the valley. The mouse talked about his fine furniture and his velvet furs, how he was the wealthiest gentleman in the whole underground. But Thumbelina felt a cold shiver that had nothing to do with snow. She thought of a life where the morning never comes, where the ceiling is made of dirt and the walls are made of roots, a place where the sun is just a memory you aren't allowed to keep. A proposal in the dark is still a prison to a child of light. He offers safety, but he asks for the sky in return. He offers comfort, but he demands the sight of the stars. To the mouse, it was a blessing. To the girl, it was a sentence. Another hell was waiting, hidden behind a heavy wooden door, a cell without bars deep down on the silent floor. I can't live without the sun, Thumbelina thought in panic, but the mouse was already planning the wedding dress. The mole was already digging a new room for his bride. The world above was frozen and the world below was closing in. She was trapped by kindness and the weight of a neighbor's greed. The fire crackled, but the room felt colder than before. The smell of the earth started to feel like the smell of a tomb. Think about it, the mouse said, patting her on the shoulder. Thumbelina just stared into her tea, watching the steam rise, knowing that the dark was waiting to swallow her whole.